Welcome back to the Magic Room, and blessings. We've returned to this place to continue our study of the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, one card at a time. Once again, we'll be looking at the imagery and symbolism so that we can discover our own meanings to these wonderfully enigmatic cards. Today, we'll be studying the card numbered at 2 in the Major Arcana, the High Priestess. As always, we begin with the most simple divinatory suggestions. These are secrets, mystery, science, divine femininity, tenacity, and wisdom. Previously, this card was sometimes known as La Papesse or the Popess, and in post-Reformation countries often depicted the legendary Pope Joan, tying in with the mythology of Joan disguising herself as a man in order to be elected to the papacy. However, in the Rider-Waite card, the High Priestess is associated with the Shekinah, the feminine indwelling presence of the divine. She wears a horned diadem on her head, an ornamental crown associated with royalty. In the center of the headpiece is a globe, and a large solar cross is worn on her breast. This is thought to signify the balance between the 4 elements. In her hands she carries a scroll bearing the word Torah. According to Waite, this signifies the greater law, the secret law, and the second sense of the word, partly obscured to show that some things are spoken and some things are implied. The lunar crescent at her feet is thought to hint at the woman of the apocalypse, or woman clothed in the sun, as described in the book of Revelations. The High Priestess sits between 2 black and white pillars, one marked B and the other J. These stand for Boaz and Yachin, the pillars of the mystical Temple of Solomon. Behind the High Priestess, we see a veil embroidered with palms and pomegranates, considered to be a symbol of fertility. Much has been said regarding the design of the veil. The pomegranates bear a link to the story of Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. The design itself appears to correspond to the Kabbalistic tree of life, with the visible fruit seemingly placed where we would traditionally find the spheres or sephiroth. We don't know what the High Priestess is guarding behind her veil, but beyond that is the sea, flowing water being a common theme in many of the Rider-Waite cards. According to Arthur Edward Waite, she has been called occult science on the threshold of the sanctuary of Isis, but she is really the secret church, the house which is of God and man. The High Priestess is often associated with inner knowledge and can be taken as a sign that we should look for answers within ourselves, following our intuition on the path to understanding and growth. Should we desire a different meaning when the card appears reversed, we can find a brief divination from A.E. Waite. Passion, moral or physical ardor, conceit, and surface knowledge. The High Priestess is one of 2 cards that the Fool meets at the beginning of his journey through life, the other being the Magician. The significance of this meeting is described as the demonstration of duality in the material world, darkness and light, masculine and feminine, positive and negative. The Magician, who is the archetype of conscious awareness, teaches the Fool to discover the power of his will, ingenuity, and self-confidence. From the High Priestess, who is the archetype of the subconscious, the Fool learns the importance of knowledge, unrealized possibilities, and the power of intuition. Indeed, the themes of mystery and untapped potential are readily apparent in this, the card numbered at 2 in the tarot deck. Thank you so much for joining us in the Magic Room. May the coming days bring you reflection, understanding, and discovery. Until next time.